What's going on, everybody? It's the Video Gamers Advocate, Lando Riggs. Back in September, I decided to do a blog post on the main website, videogamersadvocate.com, in which I put out the idea of being sent to a faraway island where you had 5 games you were able to choose to take with you. And you would be on this island for the remainder of your life. What are the games that you would take? That's what this video is going to be all about, and I'm going to share with you. Number 1, my favorite game of all time, Chrono Trigger. The moment that I played this game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, I was hooked in a way I had never been hooked by a role-playing game before. Before this game, I played Final Fantasy VI. That was the game that got me into Japanese RPGs. Chrono Trigger simply became my favorite game of all time, and it sticks to this day. The gameplay, the characters, the music, the fact that there were no random battles like there were many times in many Japanese role-playing games. It was just a fantastic experience, not to mention that it had time travel, which is one of the things that hooks me very, very easily because I love time travel. I love the concept of it. I love science fiction films that involve it. Chrono Trigger is the game by which all other games are judged in my book. And there has been no game that to this day has been able to unseat Chrono Trigger from its crown. I have played through it multiple times. It is one of the few games that I have ever played that I have played multiple times through a New Game Plus. I love the fact that it has multiple endings. This is a game that I would keep coming back to if I was on a faraway island. I would just keep coming back to it. I would just keep playing it. I would just keep wanting to see the different endings. This game is an absolute masterpiece, and it never gets old for me. Never will. This game on the Super Nintendo showed me what gaming could be at its highest level, and I am thankful to Square for this game. Number 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the classic version, 2005, is one of my favorite games of all time. I still play it to this day. I have over 200 gigabytes worth of mods on my computer to play this game. The Star Wars Battlefront series is literally the quintessential Star Wars experience when it comes to video games. I believe that classic Star Wars Battlefront 2 does it better than anybody. You've got ground battles, you've got space battles, you've got everything in between. And with all the mods that exist, you can get basically just about all of the important Star Wars characters into the game if you want to. The modders have done an exceptional job expanding the life of this game. But even without the modders, I would still play this game because it just does a fantastic job of capturing the essence of Star Wars in a way that no other game has. This game came out in 2005. To me, it hasn't aged at all. It's been 16 years since this game first came out, and I still play it like it's just came out last week. This game is timeless. It's, to me, the best Star Wars game ever created, period. And it's one of the best games of all time, in my opinion. I will continue to play this game for as long as I play video games. It's a ton of fun. There's a ton of maps to play on. The combat is great. I love using all the different sides, the different game modes. There's just so much that is great about this game, and so many compliments I can give this game and go on and on and on about. Number 3, from Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic to Battlefield 2, in my opinion, the best Battlefield game ever made. And the number of mods that exist for this game would tend to validate that statement. This game is so good that even with Battlefield 2042 out this month, I have no interest in that game because I have a blast every single time I load up Battlefield 2. Just like Star Wars Battlefield 2, there are a ton of mods that you can play with, a ton of different armies, a ton of different weapons, a ton of different gameplay styles that are incorporated into those mods. It's just fantastic. I have never played a first-person shooter that I have had as much fun and as much of a rewarding experience as I have had with Battlefield 2. It seems like that back in 2005 and around that time was like a golden age for first-person shooters and third-person shooters. There were just some fantastic games that were coming out during that time. And even during that time, there were fantastic sports games as well that were being put out during those years. I really missed that time of the PlayStation 2 original Xbox era because these developers and these publishers were putting out games that were just on another level. The quality at the time, the graphics were great too. Today, I would admit that they're a bit outdated, but the gameplay stands the test of time, and these are just games that to me never lose their appeal and never lose their charm. Number 4. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I know that there are many gamers out there that played the Elder Scrolls series from the beginning, and I had heard of games such as Morrowind, and then Oblivion came, and I played that maybe for about a couple of weeks before I put that away. It was the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim that brought me into the world of the Elder Scrolls, and I was never the same again after that. I own the original Skyrim and also Skyrim Special Edition on Steam. I absolutely love the games. They are the perfect game to play when you want to lose yourself into a world and just spend time there, just interacting with everything you can, just wandering around, just exploring. So while I have my Battlefront 2 to get my Star Wars fix, I have my first-person shooter with Battlefield 2, I then have this game anytime I just want to lose myself in a game, in a fantasy world in which you interact, you take on different quests, side quests, and you can, in a sense, take the story any way you want. This game is deep. It has a lot of depth. It's just insane how deep this game is. It's like you will not be able to get through all of the lore and all of the content and see every part of the map without spending hundreds of hours in this game.
In honor of his memory.
Number 5. I have to put a wrestling game in here. As a video game wrestling fan, I have to put the best. And the very best when it comes to wrestling games is Fire Pro Wrestling World, which is available on the PS4 and on PC. I prefer the PC version. Not only is there a ton more content and capabilities with it, but you also have the ability to play with extra mods, which adds a lot to the gameplay. Carzilla does such a wonderful job with his mod packs that add so much to the game, even beyond what is already there. This is a game where you basically can create any wrestler, you can create any wrestling move, you can create any type of texture that you want to import in the game. Basically, Spike Chunsoft gave you a canvas of a game and has told you to paint whatever masterpiece you want. That's what Fire Pro Wrestling World represents. It is the best wrestling game that I have played in decades of playing wrestling games. I'm talking about better than No Mercy, better than the SmackDown series, better than any WWE 2K game. This is the best wrestling game ever, and I would have to have it with me on my island, along with Chrono Trigger, along with Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, along with Battlefield 2, and along with the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. This would be a great complement to those games because I gotta have my wrestling, and there is no better wrestling game out there than Fire Pro Wrestling World. What are your top 5 that you would take to an island? Let me know.